Welcome back to the Relius Reviews. Today's review is focused on Chucky, episode 4, entitled Just Let Go. And the official synopsis of Just Let Go is: Jake's bond with Devon intensifies as he teams up with an unlikely ally to outwit Chucky. And before I give out my review, please like and subscribe and comment and tell me what I should review next. I felt like this was a really good episode as more t-shirts were made in the process, and it's going to get only worse from here on in. So the episode just starts off with just showing the aftermath of what happened in the last episode with the party, as many of the party goers are in the hospital now, suffering various injuries, some being small, some being pretty bad. Lexy's sister Caroline, she is in the ICU as her injuries are pretty severe, that bad and everything. And Lexy, she talks to Jake about now knowing that Chucky is alive, possessed and everything. And she wants to tell somebody, she wants to tell people about Chucky being alive, like telling the police about what happened. And Jake warns her that telling the police or anybody else is not a good idea, because we've seen what happens when you tell people that Chucky is alive. And his mother, Nika, like, it's a bad idea to say the least. And she basically blames Jake for everything that happened at the party due to him telling Chucky to kill Lexy. And I can kind of see both sides when it comes to that argument. So then meanwhile, Detective Wheeler, she is on the case as well. And she is just already suspecting that Jake just had something to do with what happened at the party, and as well as just Oliver's death. And I really just had that feeling that Chucky is going to make Detective Wheeler a victim eventually, because she is just going in way too deep now. She thinks Jake's a killer. She already suspects Chucky as well. Like, I just think that Detective Wheeler is going to get into the wrong hands of something, and then Chucky is just going to make a t-shirt out of her, to say the least. The parents of Lexy and Junior, they get into a huge argument about the incidents, the party. Junior's father punches Lexy's father. Detective Wheeler says that everyone now has to be interviewed because of Oliver's death. Devon decides to look into the mysterious urban legend of Chucky and Charles Lee Ray to find out more exactly about this psycho killer. Lexy and Jake, they decide to go back to Lexy's house to find Chucky if he is still there. And it happens, like, the moment that we've all been waiting for. Lexy still continues to blame Jake about everything that happened at the party. And this is where Jake finally rips Lexy a new one. He calls her out, berates her about everything, about why he wished that she was dead, about why he told Chucky about what to do and everything. And then, long story short, we see Chucky, and he has been severely disconfigured, as one side of his face is perfect, but the other side of his face is completely like burned, like charred and everything. And just as it seemed as if like Lexy is about to become a t-shirt, Jake has second options and decides to not go through the process. And Chucky was being a piece of crap, as he was encouraging Jake to make Lexy a shirt, kill her and everything. And then Chucky tries to kill Lexy once again. And the way that he was trying to kill her was just pretty funny and everything, trying to jump and that type of stuff. Like, what you doing, Chucky? Like, what are you doing? So then once the two go back to the hospital, Detective Wheeler immediately grabs Jake and she interviews him. Devon tells Lexy about the urban myth of Chucky, Charles Lee Ray, and the infamous story about the events about what happened at the very beginning of Child's Play when Charles Lee Ray became Chucky. Meanwhile, the detective that brought Chucky into the hospital, he is snooping through Caroline's food and everything. Chucky does not like the fact, and he makes a t-shirt out of him in some pretty crazy ways, with just stabbing him with needles, so much so to the point that blood is just coming out of everywhere of his body. Nails, ears, eyes, like it's just a whole bloody mess and everything. And so Detective Wheeler is basically accusing Jake of killing Oliver and as well as his father. And it seems as if like Jake is about to say that Chucky did it until Chucky unplugs Caroline's monitor and everyone freaks out to see what's going to happen, what's happening. That is when a nurse sees the detective's dead body. And that is where Devon now knows the truth about Chucky being alive, as Chucky basically gives the middle finger to Jake, Lexy, and now Devon. That is how the episode basically ends. I felt like this was a pretty good episode. Some of the things that I enjoyed about this episode was that Jake finally calling out Lexy for all of the things that she's done to him, berating her and everything else. Like, it was needed. She had it coming for all the horrible things that she's done. I'm glad that Devon now knows the truth about Charles Lee Ray and Chucky, as he now knows that Chucky is alive. Chucky is here on in. Some of my predictions that I think will happen within the next few episodes is that I think that Detective Wheeler is going to get killed off, because I just think that she's going to go way too far into this and it's going to cost her eventually. And we see that some of the characters from the movies are going to appear. I cannot wait and everything. And I just think that Chucky is probably going to do what he did in the Cult of Chucky, which was possess more good guy dolls and just do something far more sinister than he has done in the movies. But out of all, this was a pretty good episode in my opinion. T-shirts, get your t-shirts all around. Thank you for watching, and until next time, goodbye.